Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
Construction on Cheyenne Street in West Fargo continues to cause headaches and delays for people traveling in that area. This week, traffic has even been backed up as far as 2 miles. Valley News Team's Bailey Hurley is out there right now as rush hour is about to get underway. Bailey, what do you see?
Thanks, Andrea. We're out here right now on the Cheyenne Street exit in West Fargo, and 5 o'clock traffic has just started to slow things down for drivers. It's actually a little bit slower for people heading eastbound rather than it is westbound, people getting off on Cheyenne Street. I even talked with some neighbors, some people who live on Cheyenne Street today, and they told me that this project is just plain inconvenient. People of West Fargo are calling the Cheyenne construction a nightmare.
There's really no place to turn off.
With a new Hornbachers being built, new interchanges onto I-94, and a torn-up Cheyenne Street, it's a lot to maneuver through. But people in the area are trying to stay positive.
It's really a pain, but you know what? Like I said, at the end of the day, you have to think about there's nothing that you can do about it. You have to think about the end goal of what's going to happen and the positive that's going to come out from this project.
With only one lane both ways, it can get tricky if an emergency vehicle is trying to get through and you need to move over.
There's a place for them to pull over at some point to do that as soon as they can, but it may not happen right away.
With only 32 days until the fair is back in town, it's important to start thinking of your routes now, with Main Avenue being your best bet coming and going.
The concert started at 8 o'clock. Don't leave your house at 7 o'clock thinking you're going to get out here, get parked, and get in for the opening concert. So plan ahead.
Police say the most important thing to remember while navigating through the chaos this summer is to plan ahead, give yourself extra time, and pay attention. People also told me in the area that in a few weeks, the west side of Cheyenne Street is going to be tore up, and that's going to be turned into a frontage road, making it even more difficult for residents on that street and drivers going through the area. It's going to be more difficult for you guys. And people in the area also told me, even though this project is a mess, the city of West Fargo has done a great job communicating what's going on, what might take a little bit longer, and people are really pleased with that. Nobody can stress more. Just take your time and make sure that you have alternate routes planned in case you're going somewhere in a hurry. Reporting live in West Fargo, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
All right, thanks, Bailey, for that live report. Neighbors in the area tell us they were frustrated today because their water was turned off for part of the afternoon without any notice. A nice day to get outside. Quiet so far. Robert, same thing tonight?
For the most part, we stay quiet. A few storms possible very late tonight, particularly in our western counties. Another chance for showers and storms as we head through your Friday afternoon and a Friday evening. Right now, temperatures mainly in the 70s, 75 here in Fargo, 78 Grand Forks, a touch warmer in Cavalier with a current temperature of 81. Winds have been on the breezy side out of the east and the southeast today, at times gusting over 20 miles per hour. Those winds subside just a touch overnight tonight. A mix of clouds and sunshine out there. Underneath those clouds, have seen a few showers just to west of Jamestown. Dickey County getting a few showers, Lemoore County as well, over into Ransom and Sargent counties. Some storms over near Bismarck. Again, we may see a few isolated showers and storms late tonight in our western counties. Here in Fargo, we stay quiet with temperatures hovering and staying steady in the mid to upper 70s, then slowly falling as we head towards the 9 o'clock hour. There is a risk for a strong storm or two as we head through your Friday. We'll show you who has the chance of seeing a strong storm or two on Friday coming up in just a few minutes.
All right. Thank you, Robert. A North Dakota man has been indicted on a murder charge after being accused of stabbing a man. 26-year-old Donovan Duchesne is facing charges of murder and assault with a dangerous weapon. Court documents say Duchesne stabbed and killed 29-year-old David Rios in Newtown in May. Duchesne is being held in jail pending a trial. A Minnesota grandmother accused of a cross-country crime spree now faces a life sentence for murder. A Florida grand jury indicted Lois Reese with multiple crimes, including first-degree murder, grand theft auto, and stealing the identity of a dead person. Prosecutors are continuing to build a case against her. Reese is being held without bond. Hennepin County, Minnesota has reached a $1.5 million settlement in a lawsuit of a 6-year-old girl found dead in a Minnesota foster home. The incident happened in 2014 in Brooklyn Park. 6-year-old Kendria Johnson was found hanging from a bunk bed in her bedroom. It's being called a suicide or tragic accident. This is one of the highest settlements against a government entity in Minnesota on claims of indifference to the welfare of a foster child. The child's grandmother was awarded the settlement. A judge has dismissed a natural gas company's request to use private land in North Dakota to build a pipeline. Montana Dakota Utilities was trying to use eminent domain to take land from someone in Minot and build on it. The 3,000-foot-long pipeline would have serviced a BNSF railway facility. A lawyer for the landowner is calling this a big win for the little guy. The pipeline builders have no comment on the ruling. Cleanup continues after straight-line winds caused damage to some homes in the Northern Valley. Today, the focus turns to not getting ripped off. The Better Business Bureau says scammers can often bring a second wave of destruction after a storm passes through. Valley News Team's Ryan Laughlin tells how to protect yourself after severe weather hits.
Are you going to cut this tree down right away? After a damaging storm rolls through.
I would say this is the most damage I saw since we've been living here.
And after the initial cleanup, there can be another danger to follow.
The bigger the area of damage, the more likely companies of all stripes will make their way to our area.
Dan Hendrickson says that doesn't mean small towns like Buxton are necessarily safe from scammers.
And then there's others who really just kind of zip in, make big promises, and all they're looking for is that down payment.
In fact, for the past 3 years, questionable contractors have warranted the most customer inquiries through the BBB. For actual complaints, contractors are consistently in the top 10. But even before you start working on repairs, your first call should be to your insurance company.
And then you want to document the damage to your property, including your vehicles, and take pictures or video if possible.
All a part of the process of protecting your wallet after the storm.
You're really your only line of defense up front, and if something happens or you give your money to the wrong person, that just makes a bad situation that much worse.
Ryan Laughlin, Valley News Live.
Also, never pay for work in cash. Get something in writing and ask a lot of questions if someone comes to the door offering a quick fix. It can never hurt to do some research on a company before agreeing to work. Wells Fargo Housing Foundation is teaming up with Rebuilding Together Fargo-Moorhead area to help out a couple of local homeowners living with disabilities to get some much-needed repairs and renovation to their homes. They will not only provide the funds, but also volunteers to help the two Fargo homeowners with yard work, landscaping, siding demolition, and painting. The families have been living here for more than 2 decades. One volunteer explains why she enjoys giving back to the community.
Oh, it's amazing. Just the smallest little project we can do, and it makes a huge change for their lives entirely.
We've done everything from from shingling to ripping off siding, whatever it may be. I think it's important for all of us to spend time and money giving back.
Since the program started in 1993, Wells Fargo Housing Foundation has invested more than $170 million in these kinds of efforts and has mobilized some 4.7 million volunteer hours to build and rehabilitate nearly 6,500 homes. You can give your kids a new adventure this summer at Camp Cormorant. The YMCA-run camp has overnights and mini camps, depending on what your child likes. Activities like cooking camp, wilderness camp, and even ropes camp teach kids a number of life skills. Camp Cormorant is the second longest running camp in the U.S., and organizers say it's because of the fun and memories made with their counselors.
I believe it's our staff. They are just full of fun. They love kids. They play with them, and they're just ready to make sure they have a great week.
To look at the camp schedule, go to valleynewslive.com and click on our hot button to get a link to their page. Prince fans, listen up. You could soon get your hands on a new album by the singer. The music superstar's estate and Warner Brothers say they're going to release a new album on September 21st. The 9-track album features previously unreleased material of Prince on his piano at home and in studio. This was recorded back in 1983. This announcement comes on what would have been Prince's 60th birthday.